first video in a very long time. Beautiful weather, January, end of January, and today I thought I'd do a little comparison of tents. This is not a tent, it's a tarp, but it's gonna go in the comparison. I have 3 tents today. I have a 2-person, a Hilleberg Nammatj 2. I have a 1-person, also a Hilleberg Akto, and I have a Freeperson Helsport Fjellheimen superlight free camp. That's what it's called. And first I would just give it a shot at weighing them to see, have a comparison of what do you get when on these 3 tents. So let's start with the biggest one, or the most roomy one, and we are at 2171, so 2170, 2.2 kilos. Then we have the 2-person tent. Let's see what that says. If we can keep it on here. 3.044, so 3 kilos and 50 grams. And the single person one, and here we are at 1700 grams dead. And the little tarp, I did a video on this. I can leave a link in the description. And this is 165 grams with some extra strings and wires and stuff. So that was the first comparison. Let's set them up and see how long it takes to set each up, and then I'll go through my thoughts on, like, when do you need a 1-person, when do you want a 3-person, and why these tents are different, and why I even have 3 fairly similar tents, and which one I actually prefer. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, we're gonna start with the 1-person Hilleberg, the Akto. And let's just see how long it takes. Always put your loose bags into something so you don't end up having to run after them when they fly away. Extra tin repair whole thing. It doesn't fly away. Opening. Let's just make sure it doesn't fly off on us. Single pole, very easy to set up. balls left, or 2 spikes left. And the door opens that way, so this is going to go here. And this is going to go the other way. That's it, 3 minutes and 55 seconds. It's okay. Yep, you could get in there. Let's see if you can actually see it. You can't see shit. Ah, my fault. Yeah, it's not very big. Alright, so I think you were off camera, or I didn't frame it right when I set it up, but it's very simple. It's a single pole, you pull each end and you put on the side support. It took 3 minutes and 55 seconds. It's a nice little tent. It's not very big. What do you call this? The front area here where you'll have your stuff is a little bit tiny. So if you have a big bag with you with your stuff, it's there's not much room, but you have a very nice opening if you had a good view, like some nice mountains or something, a lake or something. It'll be nice to wake up in. It does have, or it doesn't have a mosquito net, so it's not a double wall here, which is a shame, but you're gonna use that. It does have a little bit for ventilation up top, but yeah, only in the top here. Oh, does it? No, yeah. Well, only in the upper corner. It has the net. So overall, it's a pretty small tent, and it's actually not that light. It was 1,700 grams. So let's check out the biggest tent. That's only 300 grams more than this, and that's a pretty amazing tent for the weight. Keep the bugs out. Freeperson Helisport tent. This one of my favorites. It is only 2 kilos, 2.2 kilos. back. Super easy to set up, and we have color-coded poles, yellow ones and a red one, and then elastic is already, and the poles are a little bit weak. That was plus 20 seconds, so 5 minutes 50. This thing is huge compared to the other one. I'll do a walk around. There's so much more room. And it weighs like 500 grams. Nice big tent. Let's find the last one. And the last one is a two-person without the extended apsis, so only two poles. Tent. And let's remember to start the time. And this was by far the heaviest at 3 kilos and a bit. But this is also, this is the tent I would take anywhere, like literally anywhere. I did a video on putting it up in some fairly heavy windy conditions. It just doesn't care. This is an absolutely amazing tent for heavy conditions. And if I only had one tent, this would be it. This was also my first sort of real tent. See, I don't know what they're doing with their elastics here, but they suck. Must be some special, I don't know. But they sure are shitty. This is a little bit older than the green one. Still, I mean, this shouldn't take this long. Put a pole together. I mean, can I even put it together? What? before you do anything else. It doesn't fly off on you. Put the bag towards the wind. One. All right, 8 minutes 20. That spent a lot of time just fumbling with that elastic. Don't know how much time it took, but a couple of minutes. All right, let's take a look around. Okay, so this thing, 2-person, fairly big apsis, but I mean, one big backpack and you fill this thing up pretty quickly. Whereas this thing over here can take like 3 big backpacks. The red one I would take anywhere. It is super heavy duty. The bottom is like, I don't know what it's made up of, but it's like you can put it on rocks and it won't even make a mark. The green one here, or the Freeperson, is a superlight, and it is only 2.2 kilos. And the thing that makes it 2.2 kilos is, like, let's see if you can see this. This material here that it's made of, it is like, it is so incredibly thin. It's pretty strong. I haven't had any problems with it, and we've had it on quite a few trips, and it's been up quite a few times, but and haven't had any problems. But it is, you feel like you have to be careful with it at any time. But for 2 kilos, this thing just has an amazing apsis, and it feels like a hole in here. Don't know if you can get a glimpse of that, but it's giant. It really feels giant if you're used to the other tents. This is for 1 or 2 persons. This is amazing. Whereas this little one, it's only a little bit lighter. It's much smaller. Let's see if we can get it so you can actually get a sense of the size here. It's a lot smaller. It doesn't take that much longer to set up. Obviously you can like put it up in smaller spaces, so you're not as limited on where you can put it up, because you don't need that big of a spot that's flat. But yeah, I'm not really that impressed by it, because it feels so small and the weight is just not that amazing, I guess. But it is built of like, it is a bit heavier duty materials than the ultralight tent here, the big one. And the pole is somewhere in between. I think maybe it's the same as these, but it's just a single one. And this one has much more heavy-duty poles. Let's have a look inside here if you can see. Yeah. So let's see if we can get the focus right. I mean, if you are one guy or gal on a trip with a big backpack, this is pretty nice. This is plenty. Even for, having your backpack inside and everything inside the tent, it's plenty. For 2 people, this is nice. And on a small trip like 1 or 2 nights, this would be fine, especially in summer. You can open it up quite nicely. The ends here, maybe you can see it. You can like zip down the end, so you get a lot of air movement around the inner tent. So it's well ventilated. Whereas the red one you can open it up. You can also take the inner tent out, but it's a little harder to get good ventilation. But yeah, if I had one tent, only one, and it's the one I started with, I would take the red one. You can take that thing on any trip you want, and it's 3 kilos. It's not that big of a deal. If you're like a couple, like me and my wife, we usually take this one because it's just big and nice, and it's easy to set up, and it's held up pretty well in every situation we've been in. not that we've been in storms and shit. And this little one I would take on like a, you know, a weekend trip for myself. It would be fine. Yeah, but all of these, if you're like really going light, all of these do not compare to, you know, a tarp that's what, 160 grams, and you can have it in your pocket. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, so hope it will help you make a decision if you're looking to buy maybe a 1 or 2 person tent or a 2 or 3 person tent. I would say that go, if you like to have a good time, go up one size. So you're not losing that much on the weight side. I mean, here the 2 person tent is the heaviest, and the 3 person tent is almost as light as the 1 person tent. But if you need one tent, go for a bit of a heavy duty one, and if you have multiple tents, go for a nice, you know, a summer tent, I guess, and then maybe one winter tent. I wouldn't really get this if I knew what I know now. It's just, I like, if I take a tent, I like the size of one of these. But yeah. See you guys some other time, and I'll try to actually start making videos again. It's been a crazy year with, you know, getting married and house renovations and COVID, and I don't know, just haven't really been out and doing much of the outdoor stuff. But I said that last year, and I made some videos, and then I didn't get any further. But let's try to start again. Now it's January, and this is the first real video, and then maybe one for each month. Let's see how it goes. Bye, and if you anyway like this, leave a like, or if you're crazy and want to see more of this stuff, maybe subscribe. But only if you like it. See you.